Less than a week ago, the Phillies had the upper hand in a successful series against the defending National League East champs at home. Tonight we switch venues and the visitors become hosts for the next 4 days. It's the Phillies and Nationals round 2 from the nation's capital. It was about a 4-hour train ride from New York City down here to Washington, D.C. to start this 4-game series between the Phils and the Washington Nationals. The Phils are trying to end a 4-game losing streak. Each team comes in with 3 victories here tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Matt Stairs. A lot of news around the Phillies today pertaining to their lineup, which we'll talk about. Ryan Howard batting 7th for the first time since 2006. But first, let's talk about the starting pitchers for tonight's game. It's a rematch of a game we saw on April 11th.
Well, yeah, and it's Hamels versus Pfister. And if you're not in your seat yet, you better hurry up because these guys work very quick. These are the type of guys that go out and they want to throw first base. Paul Hamels' last game, to me, he just looked very comfortable. His pace was very good compared to the first game of the season versus the Red Sox. That thing was down in the zone. His fastball, his curveball, his changeup, just seemed like he had a great composure on the mound. His velocity was very good at 94, 95. But the pitch I really liked was the curveball he threw that game. He had a really late break on it. I also liked the fastball he was throwing about 88 miles an hour, which is in between his changeup and his fastball, and you had guys out in front of him.
Well, and you talk about working quickly. Hamels works quickly. Doug Pfister works even quicker. And as a hitter, you've got to deal with that.
Well, you do, and you have to slow him down. He'll give you a good pitch to hit. He's not overpowering. He throws about 90 miles an hour. He likes to live at the top of the zone, and you'll sit there and you'll take a swing and you say, I can't believe I missed that ball. But you really have to stay back. He has a good curve, good change. He throws his fastball about 80% of the time, so you know you're going to get a good pitch to hit. You just have to be patient.
16 wins last year for the Washington Nationals, and all of a sudden he sits as the number 5 starter. And here you go. This is the head-to-head matchup. 7 innings for Hamels. He allowed 1 earned run. For Pfister, 6 1/3. He was lifted in the 7th inning of that ball game. All right, we talk about the Phillies lineup, the fact that Howard's batting 7th. Now, with that, there's movement, and the movement is in favor of Cody Asche moving up to the number 5 spot.
Well, it's unbelievable. As you can see right here, he's hitting 500 on the year, just after Adrian Gonzalez is having a great year at 528. His composure when he steps in the batter's box is unbelievable. His movement, he just sees the pitches so well. If you notice his front foot, it gets down so early, and he recognizes the pitch. And it allows him to swing the bat so easy. A lot of guys will fight their swing. That means their time is a little late. His backside stays back over the back leg, but his head doesn't move. Hits a hanging curveball, and all of a sudden he stays to the zone. But I'm very impressed with this. He's been driving the ball to left field, hitting the ball up the middle. He's been able to turn on fastballs down and in. Very comfortable, and I hope it carries.
All right, well, the Phillies are hoping that it carries over to tonight's ball game in runners in scoring position opportunities because they've struggled with that. Well, look who's back with the Washington Nationals. Jason Worth missed the series in Philadelphia. When we return, we'll get to the lineups and first pitch for tonight's ball game. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank. One deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IVX.com. Well, we told you Doug Fister works quickly. Here's the first pitch of the game, fouled away by Odubel Herrera, and this 4-game series is underway. The count is no balls and 1 strike. Fister so far 6 1/3, 1 strikeout, 6 hits allowed against the Phils. And that was his only outing here in 2015. He was probably happy that he didn't pitch up at Fenway Park against the Red Sox. A 1 pitch to Herrera, and he whacks it foul. It's 0-2. Scouting report brought to you by Budweiser.
Well, you can see 86 to 90 mile an hour fastball, curve slider change, and 2.12 ERA versus the Phillies.
It's amazing how good he has been the last couple of years. He just keeps getting better and better. No balls, 2 strikes to Herrera, who was 4 for 14 in the series against the Mets. And he fights that one off. Last night he had 2 doubles and a triple, becoming the first Phillies rookie since Bobby Estelea to have 3 extra base hits in a game. In fact, the ball he hit in his first at-bat, he smoked into the right center field gap, and we got a chance to see what his speed is like opened up on the inside corner, according to Larry Vanover. 1 away here in the first. Well, the rest of the Phillies lineup brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment home of the Philadelphia Phillies. And for Herrera, it's Freddie Galvis, then Chase Utley. Jeff Francoeur is the cleanup batter. Cody Ashe bats 5th. Carlos Ruiz 6th. And then the surprise when we came to the ballpark today, Ryan Howard bats 7th. Darren Ruff 8th. And then Cole Hamels, of course, batting 9th. Ryan Sandberg said today that he spoke to Ryan Howard earlier today about the switch in the lineup. Whether it's something that will be an everyday thing for the foreseeable future, well, Ryan Sandberg said it'll depend on what he thinks the lineup should look like in order to win a game that particular day.
Well, it makes a lot of sense, and a lot of people will be thinking, well, if he gets 4 hits today, is he going to be moved back up into the 4 hole? Well, you never know.
Let's hope he gets 4 hits today.
I hope he has the best game of his career tonight.
2 balls and 1 strike to Freddie Galvis. Galvis 3 for 7 in the series against the Mets. And he hits this one into foul territory off the third base line. Escobar is over and makes the basket catch. And the ball kept spinning away from him, and he was following it the entire way, but I'm not sure if he wanted to make it that casual. It turned out to be a pretty good play.
It almost looked like he thought it was going to be well out of play right there. Then all of a sudden he realizes that the ball's coming back and makes a tough play look very easily.
So 2 quick outs. Escobar playing 3rd for the injured Anthony Rendon, who was out with a knee problem. Here's Chase Utley, 5 for 30 on the season. And he takes a little low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Utley. Utley was 1 for 8 in the series against the Nationals. He didn't play in one of those games. He didn't start one of those games, I should say. It's that one toward left field. Jason Worth going over toward the line and is there to make the catch. And a little slide at the end to brace himself, and the Phillies go down in order. The Phillies retired 1-2-3. We'll head to the bottom of the first. It's the Phillies nothing, and the Nationals coming up. team won the National League East. Let's take a look at his lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Escobar leads it off at third base, followed by Ian Desmond and Jason Worth. Bryce Harper's in right field. He'll back cleanup. Ryan Zimmerman hits fifth. Wilson Ramos sixth. In the bottom third of Espinosa, Taylor, and Doug Fister. And they'll face Phillies left-hander Cole Hamels. An ERA of 3.75. 11 strikeouts in 12 innings so far. All right, a shaky first outing, but a much better second outing for Hamels.
Well, much better. And he was on the mound. He was working quick, and he was pounding the strike zone. And you know, the scouting report from Budweiser is 90 to 94 mile an hour fastball, curve change cutter, and 15-8 with a 2.59 ERA versus the Nats.
First pitch to Escobar, swinging, hitting it deep to left center field. Herrera's on the run. It is gone. A first pitch home run by Yanel Escobar, his first homer of the year. A 1-0 Washington. And another solo home run surrendered by Cole Hamels. 4 on opening day, 1 against Wilson Ramos his last time, and the 1 here.
Well, in this one here, you just want to get a first pitch strike. You would never think he's going to go up there and try to hit a home run. Fastball outer half, and he puts a very nice swing on it. And just like that, 1-0.
Tenth home run of the year by the Nationals. They're second in the National League in home runs. Here's Ian Desmond. Desmond was 4 for 12 in the series against the Red Sox, and he fouls the first pitch off Ruiz. And it's 0-1.
You can see right here the fastball outer half, head down, full extension, finish time, get the backspin. Just make sure that the pitchers the next 3 games are watching that, and you might want to start off with an off-speed pitch.
Ground ball back toward the middle. Chase Utley gobbles it up. And there's 1 away. And that'll bring Jason Worth to the plate.
Well, it's time for our Nissan keys to the game. And the first one I am going to say is cut down your swing with runners in scoring position. The Phillies have been striking out too much with guys in scoring position. And my second key is your pace. Don't let Fister quick pitch you. Step out, take your time.
Well, here's Jason Worth. Jason was still on the disabled list when the Phillies played the Nationals last weekend at Citizens Bank Park. Hitting under 100 so far to start the year. He's 1 for 11. Takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Now playing left field with Harper moving from left field to right field to start this season. On the outside corner, it's 1-1.
Just looks weird with J-Dub in left field. He's such a tremendous right fielder. You know, people talk about Harper has the stronger arm. We want him in right field. Well, I think it's because Jason Worth is the best outfielder, and that's where you usually want your best outfielders in left field.
Yeah, Jason has the ability to play all 3 outfield positions. I mean, Harper does too, yeah. But Worth has played all 3 outfield positions his entire career. Harper was a catcher in college, so he's transitioned to the outfield. Jason Worth was a catcher in high school and transitioned to the outfield. 3 balls and 1 strike to Worth. Still takes a lot of pitches.
Yeah, he does.
Fouls it over the dugout. Now to play. It's 3-2.
Thanks. I can still see that Jason is still working on a stance. He's changed his stance again from last year and the previous years. Hands a little higher. And all that work we did back in 08 and 09 is going to change.
He'll get back to it, though, eventually. Swing and a miss, and Hamels strikes him out. He is now 5 for 35 against Hamels, and there is that slow walk back to the dugout for Jason. During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Here's Bryce Harper. He homered in the series against the Phils. He has 2 home runs overall. Swing and a miss, 0-1. He was robbed of a home run in this series in Fenway. Mookie Betts made an unbelievable catch in right center field during the home opener up in Fenway.
I heard you guys and Ben were talking about how big the ballpark is in New York.
Yeah.
Well, you need a cannon to hit that of Fenway in right field.
Well, that's what Harper talked about. He said the next day that he thought that it was a home run off the bat. There was no chance anybody would get to it.
It was 385, 390 in the gap out there.
2-1.
Sorry.
2-1 pitch is hit foul. It's 2-2.
And besides, you have the pesky pole down the right field corner, which is 285. And 305 the green monster, but right field takes a strong man to hit a ball out of there. I'm not saying that Bryce Harper's not strong. He's not a man yet.
Just 22 years old. Opening day, he was the youngest, still the youngest national on the roster. Holds his swing. It's 3-2. I always say that. He's been around, it seems, forever. Very impactful at a very young age. Three-two pitch. Fouls it back to the screen. It remains 3-2.
Cole Hamels has a very nice sinker working tonight. See if he can bury this one underneath Harper's hands.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a changeup, and it's back-to-back strikeouts, so the side is retired. However, the Nationals strike first. A first pitch home run by Yanel Escobar. They lead it 1-0 as we go to the second. Eighth at Citizens Bank Park. If you want to nominate your teacher, go to Phillies.com/teacher for more information. Doug Fister ready to deliver the first pitch, and it's on the inside corner. It's 0-1 to Jeff Francoeur. Francoeur batting cleanup tonight. It is an interesting lineup for the Phils in the fact that Francoeur's batting cleanup, Ashe's batting fifth. He's the hottest hitter. But you've got Howard and Ruff, two guys that would normally be in the middle of a team's lineup, in their team's lineup, when they're in there. As that one is looped out towards center field. Taylor's coming on. He won't get it. A base hit. And Francoeur's aboard. Batting 7th and 8th. Howard batting 7th and Ruff batting 8th.
Definitely a new look to the Phillies lineup tonight. But before we go on, every time Francoeur gets a hit, I'm extremely happy for him. Just good dude.
Because he's a good guy.
Yeah, just happy-go-lucky. He goes out of the way. I listened to you guys the last couple of days, and he goes out of the way to say hello to people. And it's a good person. It's nice to see do well.
Here's Cody Ashe. Ashe was 6 for 10 in the series against the Mets. Overall hitting .500, which is third best in the National League. Adrian Gonzalez leads the way. And that one is lined out toward right field. It's right at Bryce Harper. And 1 out. Well, that's what's happening with Cody Ashe. Even the outs are hit hard.
Well, he has a game plan. He went up there and he knew he was going to get a first pitch fastball. He was going to attack it. And, we talk about not trying to do too much. Well, that's a nice, easy swing and line drive.
Well, now Carlos Ruiz. Carlos did not play in last night's ball game. Cameron Rupp did the catching. Carlos takes on the outside corner. Today's Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Paula Minacci of Philadelphia. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, and Paula will win $200. Be nice if the Phillies hit a home run with somebody on base. Most of their home runs, I think all but one, have been solo shots so far this year, and they only have 6.
Frank Gore hit a 3-run home run.
That's right.
This year.
Carlos was hitless in the series against the Mets. He was 0 for 7. And he takes at the knees, and he's down the second strikeout. Here comes Ryan Howard for the first time, Murph, since 2006. Howard batting in the 7th spot.
You know, Tom, and that's what makes it, so interesting, so newsworthy, if you will. It's been almost a decade to the day that Ryan Howard started the game batting in the 7th spot. He'll do that tonight. Ryan Sandberg obviously asked about it before the game, and he said, first and foremost, this is just the lineup that he believes can help them win tonight behind Cole Hamels, and that's why he's doing it. He said, he was very adamant in pointing out that Ryan Howard has really been putting in the work to try and get his swing to where it needs to be. It's just not there yet. Ryan has admitted he's not contributing the way that he needs to, so we'll move him down in the lineup in hopes that the hot hitters up at the top can get some things done while Ryan tries to figure out, his swing and try to get something going, perhaps down in the 7th hole. Sandberg said he came in today, had a conversation with Ryan Howard, and they talked about it, and that he was upbeat about the change and just hoping that things, start to work a little bit better for him. That's what he's doing right now. He flies out here, but he'll continue to work at it. That we know for sure, and that's what it's all about for Ryan Howard at this point.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Frank Gore leads off with a single, but he's left at first. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd here in D.C. Show that's dedicated to feeding the passion of Philly sports fans. Start your day with Rob Ellis, Julian Mealy, Barrett Brooks, and Sarah Baker on Breakfast on Broad, presented by Virtua Joint Replacement Institute. Weekday mornings, 6 until 8, over on the Comcast Network. Ryan Zimmerman is the batter, and he takes the first pitch on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Zimmerman is 5 for 33 so far in the year. He has a couple home runs. One of those coming in the series against the Red Sox. Watched him take a ton of ground balls over at first base today. He also took line drive one hoppers from second base to first base, working on his scoops. Matt Williams was overseeing a lot of that today. He oversaw some ground balls that he and Desmond was taking, and some flips that Desmond was taking. 2-1 pitch to Zimmerman. Low, 3-1.
Today, early work was just like the spring training going on, which is good. I like seeing that. Some guys coming up. Desmond struggled this year so far defensively. Zimmerman's playing a new position, so why not you guys get out here and get some extra work in?
Little dribbler in front of the plate. Ruiz bare hands it, and there's one out. So in a Major League scoreboard, the Cardinals shut out the Brewers 4-0. John Lackey was very good today. 8 strikeouts over 7 innings. Brewers lost a big piece to their outfield today. Carlos Gomez was put on the disabled list with a hamstring strain. Brewers are 2-6 so far in the season. Actually, I should say 2-7 now with that loss. St. Louis, meanwhile, 5-3, tied for the top spot with the Cubs. Ramos pops the first pitch foul out of play, 0-1.
That ball that Zimmerman just hit, 3-1 pitch off the end of the bat.
Crushed it.
As a hitter,
yeah,
you just want to walk up and kick it foul. One, to save the embarrassment of running to first base and getting thrown out by a mile. But 2, going, man, I cannot believe that ball didn't go that far. That's where you come in and say the wind knocked it down.
I thought he was going to throw his bat at it. I mean, the bat dropped right in front of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ramos. 207 on the year, a home run, 7 RBIs. Ramos is one of the guys that talked about the struggles of the Nationals. They have struggled. They're 3-6 on the year. And they've struggled defensively, as we've talked about. Ramos, after Tuesday's game, was very vocal in the clubhouse about those struggles. Larry Vanover, the veteran, is behind the plate. Ron Culpa, Brian Knight, and Vic Carapazza are the other 3. On the inside corner, and Ramos is rung up. 3rd strikeout for Cole Hamels. 2 gone, and Danny Espinosa is coming up.
Well, that's a good pitch. You can see where Chooch is set up inside, wants the fastball inside. Right there, perfect pitch. Almost looks like a little cutter. Didn't break a whole lot, but good enough to freeze Ramos.
Danny Espinosa 2 for 5 against the Red Sox, 3 for 9 overall. These 2 guys are strike throwers tonight. Kind of what we said in the open. They work quickly. They're right around the strike zone, both of them. In the dirt, first curveball of the evening for Hamels. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Which is not a bad thing either. I mean, Larry Vanover's been known to be a pitcher's umpire. If you're going to be around the strike zone, be prepared to hit. That's where you walk up, and right there, the first pitch to Danny Espinosa was a little low. You ask him, is that as low as you're going? If he says yes, we're good to go. If he says no, it could be a long night hitting.
Well, if he says no, the next ball will be in the dirt. 2-1 Espinosa, switch hitter, batting right-handed. Espinosa and Dan Uggla have been playing second base. It's been more Uggla than Espinosa.
Yeah, I wasn't too surprised today. I didn't see Dan Uggla in the lineup. 62 career at bats, 22 strikeouts versus Cole.
Yeah, 9 for 62 against Hamels, but 22 strikeouts. Wow. There's Dan Uggla. He's off 3-2.
Well, believe it or not, he's hitting 2 points higher than Espinosa. 143.
Well, but Espinosa's got less at bats.
There you go.
Michael Taylor is batting 8th tonight. That'll be out of play down the right field line. It remains 3-2.
I think Espinosa should go back to that mustache he had.
The one that was up at the
Wyatt Earp mustache he had, yeah.
They had the picture of it up at on the video board at Citizens Bank Park.
No, not like that.
It wasn't like that. 3-2 pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. First walk issued by Hamels. Oh, it was a cool, comfortable day here in D.C. As the game began, it got a little overcast. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s for most of tonight. A slight breeze. It's a beautiful ballpark. In fact, it will be the host of the 2018 All-Star Game. Michael Taylor chops that one to short. Galvis has it, goes to second. And that'll do it for the Nats here in the second. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. All right, you're on the clock, Doug Fister, although that doesn't seem to phase him. On the Phillies.com, go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Matt, you've been away for a few days, so you can study this one up. Who was the last team before the 2014 Nationals to win a division by 17 games or more? Not in the National League East, but just overall. Answer will be revealed a little later on in the ball game.
Oh, I don't think I know what it is.
See the clock winding down. Doug Fister needs to throw his first pitch before it hits 0, and he does. And throws it at 5, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Darren Ruff takes strike 2. It's 0-2. Ruff batting in the 8th spot. Ryan Sandberg said he felt like it was important to get Ruff into a game for back-to-back ball games. He said he has made some hard outs. He has only 1 hit so far. He said, but man, has he gone through a lot of bats? Last night alone, he broke a bunch of bats. Said he's jamming himself a little bit. 2-2. That one's lined out toward right center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. It's going to go to the wall, and Ruff is on his way to second. And he'll get there easily. All right, so this is big because now you have Hamels, who's a very good bunter, who can move him over to third base. And let's face it, the Phillies have struggled in this kind of spot so far.
Well, they have. It's nice to see him get his first start versus Ryan Hander this year. And really getting up there with a nice, easy swing.
And now Ruff is caught off the second base bag. Fortunately, the throw by Ramos was offline. Hamels missed the bunt. He jabbed at it. No balls and one strike. Boy, he was way off the bag.
Yeah, Ramos didn't really throw it 100%. He kind of like babied it to second base.
And he bunts it to the right of the mound. Fister off with it quickly, throws to third, and Ruff is out at third base. It has happened time and time again. Fister was phenomenal the last time the Phillies faced the Nationals. Ruff feels like he got in there. So he's just going to hang on the third base bag, and Ryan Sandberg is out of the dugout. And he is thinking about asking for a challenge. Larry Bowa is on the phone. I'll give Fister credit, boy. He gets off the mound quickly. Looks like his foot might be in there.
Yeah, the tag was at the knee.
Yeah, and the tag, I don't think Escobar sold it all that well. He kept looking for the leg of Darren Ruff.
Ooh,
boy, that's close.
That's close.
That's really close. That angle was a little more definitive.
Right there on the calf, he got.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten him, Matt.
I agree.
And they are not going to review it. Boy, what a shame. Matt, they've talked time and time again about these fundamentals and trying to get the bunt down and getting the runners over. Something has to change. They've got to do a better job in this spot.
Well, they do. It actually wasn't that bad of a bunt. It might have been a little hard, but it was to the left of Fister. So now as a base runner, you have to take a better secondary lead. You know, maybe he got a little gun shy because of the play before that. He bunted it through.
Very well could have.
But you have to be, as a runner, you have to have a good secondary lead.
Herrera swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. It's 0-1.
And let's remember, you do not have to go. You don't have to go to third base. If you feel like you don't have a good jump, then break it down and go back to second base. Stay in scoring position. Now, I know that's easier said than done, but as a runner, you should know if you have a good jump or not.
Because 9 out of 10 times, you're thinking you can get over there.
Correct.
Boy, I've been impressed, though, with Fister. I know in terms of the game itself, none of the plays he's made have been all that difficult because they've been hit hard back toward him. But he has handled his defense quite well in the 2 games so far.
He has. Yeah, he doesn't panic. He knows his runners. He knows that Ruff's running from second to third, so he's going to take a chance.
0-2 pitch to Herrera. And he slaps it the other way. Jason Worth had him played that way. And makes the catch for the second out.
Something I don't like about baseball anymore is there's too many stats where people are hitting the ball all the time. So now they're just lining people up. We're knowing where people are going to hit the ball. It's not fair anymore, Tom. It's not fun.
That one's hit out toward right field. Bryce Harper venturing back toward the track to the wall, and he jumps. It's off his glove. Hamels is around third, heading home. Espinosa's throw to the plate is not in time. The ball gets loose. And Galvis is at third base. And the Phillies have tied this ball game up at 1 apiece.
That was a well-struck ball to start with by Freddie Galvis.
I think it surprised Harper how hard it was hit.
Well, he plays pretty shallow, but you can see he has a pretty good jump on the ball. He keeps his eye on it, right there, he just missed it. And then all of a sudden, Cole's coming around, and I mean, look at the distance he had to cover. He just kind of missed it to the right. Cole was coming around second base, hitting third, and he kind of hit a wall right there. But hey, we'll take it.
So the Phillies have tied it up, their third hit of the game. And Chase Utley's the batter with Galvis over at third. Galvis with his first triple. They did indeed score that a triple. He didn't go to the third on the throw. That one's pulled down the right field line. Harper's on the run, and he's there. And he makes the catch, and the Phils are retired. But they do tie it up. An RBI triple by Freddie Galvis scores. Cole Hamels, who's still catching his breath. We'll go to the bottom of the third here in D.C. All even at 1. Hot or iced coffee is just $1. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And buy the Quality Plus Ford stores. Go further. From Nationals Park, we move to the bottom of the third inning. Doug Fister will lead things off against Cole Hamels. Carlos Ruiz went out to the mound just to give Hamels an extra breather after running from first on the triple by Freddie Galvis. Fister 0 for 1 so far. First pitch just misses outside. It's only the second time he's missed on a first pitch. Inside, 3-0. I do not know. He walked Fister in the third inning in the last ball game. Foul tip, and it's 3-2. So now he's back full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Everybody that's watched Cole Hamels knows that he's had a very odd run the last couple of years. Last year, 9-9 with an ERA of 2.46. He had the second best earned run average behind Clayton Kershaw as he gets a strikeout. In the second half of the season, his ERA was 1.94. Well, 17 wins in the last 2 years, Matt, in 63 starts with an ERA of 3.05. He has had 2 runs of support or less in 24 of those 63 starts.
Amazing.
Last year, if you give him 3 runs or more, and I know that frontline pitchers, sometimes you have to win a 1-0 game or a 2-1 game. But last year, if the Phillies gave him 3 runs or more, he was unbeaten. And now Escobar takes a strike. It's 0-1. Curveball.
Nice pitch right there. That's the pitch I wish I'd seen more often from Cole. I wonder if he understands how good it is and how surprising it is for right-handed hitters to see.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. Almost looked like that cut at the end. So back-to-back strikeouts, and he has 5 strikeouts. Phillies will celebrate the Fanatic's birthday, brought to you by Citizens Bank on Sunday, April 26th. It's a 1:35 first pitch. And all fans 14 and under will receive the Fanatic baseball socks. First time giveaway at Citizens Bank Park. Tickets can be purchased anytime by going to Phillies.com. One of the more creative giveaways in 2015. Here's Ian Desmond. No balls and 1 strike to Desmond. Oh, and 2.
Not bad. It's big curveballs from the last 5 pitches. Be surprised how many hitters give up on it because it starts so high and then it drops at the bottom of the strike zone that you don't think it's ever going to come down.
And I think it surprises them because, even though you want to see more of it, it's his 4th best pitch.
I wouldn't say it's his 4th best. I would say it's his 4th pitch because it's pretty good. Everyone talks about his changeup, but his curveball is very good. It's a knee buckler.
Over to third, and Cody Ashe has got it. And an easy inning for Cole Hamels. 1, 2, 3 go the Nationals. We've played 3 full here in Washington. Game 1 of a 4-game series. Phils and the Nats tied at 1. At twice the speed and half the cost of a laser printer, the HP OfficeJet Pro X clocks in at 70 pages per minute. Get yours today for up to 50% off from who? But WB Mason. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Jeffrey, of course, singled his first time up. Takes it side, 1 ball, no strikes. Murph did that story last night about Francoeur and the fact that he's a .333 hitter when he swings at the first pitch in an at-bat. He's always been an aggressive hitter. In fact, you remember when he was with the Braves, they tried to change him and make him less aggressive, take some more pitches. But as Ryan Sandberg pointed out today, we were talking again about Ben Revere. He said some guys, it's just who they are. You can't change them. Maybe you can make them a little more selective, but their aggressiveness is what has made them successful and is what has gotten them into the big leagues.
Well, and the last thing you want for guys that have power, especially Francoeur, Frenchie enjoys jumping all over that first pitch. Now all of a sudden you just say, let's back it off a little bit, a little more patient. Next thing you know, you're down No balls, 1 strike, and that might have been the best ball to hit your whole at bat. So why not be aggressive after it?
I guess the key is what you mentioned before, is recognizing, all right, it's not a first pitch fastball, so I'm going to lay off it.
Right.
Here's Ashew lined out to right his first time up.
Well, and also for guys that have some power, you want to look for your strength. So if I'm a guy that can hit a home run to left center and I'm looking for a ball out over the plate, then anything inside I'm going to let go because I'm just going to get jammed.
Little dribbler up the third base line. Ramos is out from behind home plate, and he throws out Ashe by a step. Up to second base goes Francoeur. Good strong throw by Ramos, and he had to make it a good strong throw.
This actually would be a tremendous bunt right here if it was, but it was a little squibbler off the end of the bat. Ramos comes out, picks it up, fires to first base. And Cody Ashe's 2 at bats and seeing 2 pitches. So he has a game plan. Unfortunately, that time it backfired.
Well, now Carlos Ruiz and the Phillies once again have a runner in scoring position. They had one in the third. They had 2 in the third, actually. And Cole Hamels bunted, and Darren Ruff was forced out. And then with Galvis at third, Chase Utley flied out to right. They came into this ball game, Matt. What did you tell me? 159 with runners in scoring position.
They are hitting 159, 29th in baseball. And the Houston Astros are behind them. Oh, look, updated, 155 now. And actually, the Houston Astros, they actually jumped 30 points from one game. They were at 105.
They were at 105. Things were going bad in Houston.
So things could be worse.
Outside 1-2. Well, as you and I were talking before the ball game, and Steve Henderson has talked about this too, the strikeouts.
Yeah.
That's the part that really hurts. Is Phillies have struck out 21 times during that span. Out to center field. Taylor rolls back, reaches up. He dropped the ball off the heel of his glove. Francoeur to third. He's being held there, and Ruiz hustles to second. And the Phillies have runners on second and third with 1 man down. 2 drop fly balls by the Nationals. One was a triple. The other one is an E8. And that is the 11th error of the year for the Washington Nationals.
Well, he has a nice jump on it. He takes the proper angle. But right when he's about to catch it, he kind of pulls his glove back a little bit right there and hits off his thumb. And you can tell right there he's not very happy with the attempt.
And this has been a huge problem for them. You know, they lead the league in errors. They lead the league in unearned runs. Here's Howard, who takes inside 1-0. Howard flied out his first time up, and now the infield is in, so the advantage is to Ryan Howard. Trying to get another run home for the Phillies to take the lead. Inside again. As Murph mentioned, and they're going to put him on. Murph mentioned Ryan Sandberg talked about how hard Howard has worked, and you've known Ryan a long time. I've known him a long time. He does work hard. There's no doubt about it. And he's hoping that it will result in a successful night as he tries to get the timing of the fastballs down. He doesn't get a chance here as the bases will now be loaded.
And one thing with Ryan, too, for today's game being taken out of the 4-hole, put in the 7th hole, the 7th hole can be a very good RBI situation spot, too. Either your 4-hole guy either strikes out, hits a home run, or he'll double play usually. Now all of a sudden you got your 5 and 6 guys come out who are pretty good hitters as well. That's where it takes the pressure off it, but you still have opportunities to drive guys in.
Darren Ruff lifts that one to center field. Going back on it is Taylor. Tagging from third is Francoeur. He'll score. The throw goes to second, and the Phillies will take the lead. A sacrifice fly by Darren Ruff, and it's a 2-1 lead. All right, well, they get the job done there.
And it's a nice job. You know, you'd love to see a base hit or a double or something to break it open, but what I like about it is guys are having the approach of hitting the ball to center field. If you think about trying to pull a ball, too many things can go wrong and you hook it to third base. Stay in the big part of the field.
Now Cole Hamels who grounds it to first, and that'll do it for the Phils here in the top of the 4th inning. But they take the lead, an unearned run. And again, the Nationals lead the league in unearned runs. Phillies up 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Let's go.
Dealer at ChevyDealer.com. By the Pennsylvania Lottery, benefits older Pennsylvanians. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. 2-1, Phillies on top of the Nationals. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, Matt, the President's race. Abe was in last place halfway through the race. But as was the case the last time the Nationals were home, even though it's National High Five Day, and I believe that's what Thomas Jefferson was doing. It's National High Five Day. I don't know if you know that or not. It opened the gates for Abe Lincoln to win.
I think it'd be awesome if they brought in the Prime Minister.
A Prime Minister?
Bring a Prime Minister in, bring in some other...
for special days.
Exactly.
Other leaders of the free world or of the world.
It'd be pretty sweet.
There's a fly ball to right. Frank Gore makes the catch.
Have about 15 people out there racing. Make it a marathon.
Bring Queen Elizabeth over for one race. When the Toronto Mayor Ford was still in office, they could have brought him down.
Yeah, it would have been high five, all right. High five day. But high, all right.
Well, you could say that because you're from Canada. Here's Bryce Harper. He struck out his first time up. Shows bunt, takes low.
Such a great weapon to have right there. 2 balls, no strikes, and you're able to throw a changeup to get back into the count.
Outside, it's 3-1. Well, that's the thing about Hamels. He'll throw it right here.
Yep.
But it is true. Fastball or changeup, he can throw it at any time. And I guess the cutter's getting to that point where he can throw it any time. On the outside corner to Harper. He walks away. I don't think he was upset about the call. I think he was upset that he didn't swing at the pitch. I think he was upset at the call.
I'm thinking he thought it was low and outside.
5 full counts now for Hamels and the 3-2 pitch. Oh boy, that looked like the same spot. And it's ball 4, second walk issued by Hamels. And now Ryan Zimmerman.
This is a 3-1 pitch. Now all of a sudden 3-2. That's pretty much the exact same pitch prior to it. That's a quality pitch.
Yeah, Carlos maybe picked it up a little bit, but it was in the same neighborhood as the other one. Bryce Harper just asked Tony Tarasco if that was a balk. First base umpire Ron Culpa, the veteran, did not call it, obviously.
Now Bryce Harper just mentioned something over there to the umpire.
That is a balk. Yeah, we had the angle on it. It's the second time this year that that's happened. And the problem is that the front leg went past the back leg, Matt. Is that
the foot?
The foot.
The foot breaks. You can bring your knee across as far as you want, but as soon as your foot breaks the rubber right here, and you can see it, right there, all of a sudden you see his foot coming across, and right there is when you know he's not allowed to throw to first base.
So the second balk of the year against Cole Hamels puts a runner in scoring position with one man down. Well, with Tarasco saying something initially and Harper saying something with the second throw over, it put it in the mind of Ron Culpa. Down the right field line, out of play, 0-2.
Well, honestly, I think the first 2 pickoffs, they were talking about the 45-degree angle. As you see another replay right here, right when he lifts his foot up, as soon as your foot crosses over your knee right there, you have to go home. Now, the funny thing is that Bryce Harper reads it, gets back to first base, so they know that Cole Hamels will do that at times. Proper call. Now that's a play in baseball right there. The inside move to second, I think should be a balk. If you can't do third to first anymore, then why are you allowed to do an inside spin to second base?
I saw third to first the other day in a college game and was startled by it because we haven't seen it the last few years here in the big leagues.
Did they ever say why they took that rule out? Or put the rule in, no third to first? They want more stolen bases?
Well, that's a good question. I have not heard as to why. Now, they may have said it. I'll go back and look.
I mean, you would think if a first and third situation, pretty good chance you should be able to steal second base. One, they're going to put the hold on, not throw through.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a changeup. Zimmerman is struck out. He thinks it's the third out, but it's not. It's the second one. Now he realizes it.
Been there many times.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser is still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. According to this article in the New York Times I'm reading, is that the rule was taken out to help speed up the game. Another component to speed up the game. Ramos takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Widespread support for the rule change, and the rule was changed back in 2011. It's been that long. of the quotes from Ted Barrett, who's still an umpire, I should say, in Major League Baseball. Said it's funny, when they presented it to us at our meetings, nobody even said why. Everybody was for it. What a pitch to Ramos. Broke his bat, looped out toward left field. Going out is Galvis. Coming in is Ruff. He's not going to get it. The run will score. We're tied up at 2. A broken back single by Wilson Ramos. It's a 2-2 game.
Makes a pretty good pitch. Ramos is just strong enough to fight off this fastball, breaks his bat. That's a little Texas Laker in left field. It's amazing how that balk can come back and haunt you, won't it?
Yeah, so the balk puts Harper in a scoring position, and the RBI single ties the game up at 2. And here's Danny Espinosa. He walked his first time up. Foul tip. It's 0-1. To right field. Jeff Francoeur takes a couple steps in and now moves over to put it away. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. We'll go to the 5th, even again, this time at 2. Of the game.
Well, it's going to be all plays starting with the last start, knowing how to defend the bunt, coming up and firing to first base. And one of the things he does, everyone talks about pitchers are good athletes. What I notice about Fisher, he gets off there, he makes quality throws, and then tonight you see him going to his left with Cole Hamlin's bunt. He makes a strong throw, perfect throw, really, to Escobar to third base. He goes up at a third base, so that's why that is your Hyundai defensive plays of the game/week.
Brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. Well, it's a 2-2 game. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Top of the order is due up against Pfister. And Odubel Herrera, who's 0 for 2. He is struck out, flying out to left. First pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Herrera is 0 for 2. Struck out looking. And flying to the left, his last time to the plate. And it's 1-1. Matt Ben and I were talking about how good Herrera looks in the outfield, playing center field. He's at the big outfield out City Field, and now this one's pretty big too that he has to deal with.
Well, he's worked extremely hard at it. He's a good athlete. He's quick. That was the big thing for me was going to be his roots in the outfield, and so far he's been doing really well. Do you know me? I'm going to be sitting there watching his hitting to see if he can get on it to be a consistent hitter.
2-2. Well, I think everybody's in that camp because the Phillies are lacking offense. They need a spark offensively, and the hope is that somebody can provide that spark. Dominic Brown, by the way, if you're looking for him to be a spark, 9 innings in the outfield and is what he's scheduled to play today. And a call, strike 3. Herrera looked like he was walking away. He did that a couple of times in New York. Strikeout number 3. That'll bring Freddie Galvis to the plate. Time now for our Geico quote of the day. And it comes from Ian Desmond on the national struggles. We just continue to work hard and try to get better every day. It's just baseball. It's crazy. It'll rack your brain and make your food taste bad. And Murph, he has been probably the biggest culprit with all these unearned runs. He has 6 errors. We talked about the number of errors that he usually commits in the month of April when the Nationals were in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's 6 errors in their 9 games coming to tonight, and he's dead last among shortstops in Major League Baseball. You mentioned he was out working today before the game under the watchful eye of his manager Matt Williams, just taking ground ball after ground ball. But really, it's been a team problem as well. We saw another error tonight by the Washington Nationals. That's their 10th in 11 games, or excuse me, their 11th in 10 games. As Freddie Galvis flies out to left field there. So it's been a problem for them all season long so far. It's part of the reason they haven't played up to their potential. But I don't know about the food tasting bad part of it. But certainly as the fans are sitting here watching the game, they're not enjoying it and watching these guys give away runs. You know, how many times have we said it? You give a team some extra outs and give a team extra chances. They're going to probably take advantage of it more often than not.
12 unearned runs from Matt Williams' team, counting the one tonight. 12 unearned runs. Put it in perspective, teams like the Pirates, the Marlins, and the Diamondbacks, 1 unearned run so far this year. Chase Utley takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Curveball. Desmond went on to say, he said, I don't know what to do. I'm doing everything I can. I just can't figure out what's going wrong with his defense.
Right.
That one's pulled out toward right again. Bryce Harper will make the catch. A 1-2-3 5th inning. Doug Fister's allowed a couple runs here tonight, but he's cruising along. So is Cole Hamels. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th. It's tied up at 2. Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank's Champions in Action program recognizes nonprofit organizations that are making a difference in our communities. Congratulations to our latest champion, Philadelphia Academies. To learn more, visit citizensbank.com/community. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal, and that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. Here's Michael Taylor, hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. He was batting leadoff when last we saw the Nationals, Matt. But Matt Williams, even though his numbers were okay, wanted a little more contact at the top of the order because he has struck out 14 times. So that's why he put Escobar up there. Escobar has struck out twice. He is he is filling in for Denard Span out with an injury. That one's hit well. Deep to left center field. Ruff is on the move, and it is gone. A long home run for Michael Taylor. It's his second one of the year, second one against the Phils. And the Nationals take a 3-2 lead. Another solo home run for Cole Hamels.
Pitch up in the zone. We see Carlos wants the ball down the zone. High. Nice job to get on top of it and hit over the ballpark.
Well, here's Doug Fister, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Popped up left side. Cody Ashley into foul territory. One out here in the fifth. Well, Taylor is going to be good. You figure when Span comes back, whatever that is, I would think they're going to have to put Taylor back down in the minors to play every day, although they do have a lot of injuries with Worth, Harper, and Span, so he may come back up pretty quickly, but they need to probably get him at bats if Span's going to be here and play every day.
But Taylor might be a guy that you can fill in maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Give some guys a day off.
4-2. Chopper softly at the shortstop. Galvis charges. And there are 2 outs. Well, it's time now for the Jeep Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Matt, I saw you wrote this answer down pretty quickly. Who was the last team before the 2014 Nationals to win a division by 17 games or more?
That would be the Angels.
The Angels back in 2008 had a 21-game lead over the Texas Rangers. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Can I ask how you knew that? Is that
because I was with the Toronto Blue Jays prior to coming over and winning the World Championship with the Phillies, and they destroyed us. And I think it was right before I got traded, we were playing those guys up home. I believe that I think Texas Rangers were second that year. The Seattle Mariners were last, and Oakland A's were third.
Down the right field line, Frank Core will give this a run, and it's a foul ball, and it's 1-2. So Desmond will go back to the plate. Hey, by the way, we've got to send congratulations along. While we've been away from Philadelphia, there has been baseball at Citizens Bank Park. Rider University won the annual Liberty Bell Classic by beating Villanova 6-2. So congratulations to Barry Davis's Bronx. Once Temple eliminated baseball, Rider was invited into the tournament of Philadelphia schools, Division I schools. Great opportunity for those young kids to play at Citizens Bank Park. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hamels gets another strikeout, but he gives up another solo home run. This one to Michael Taylor. So as we go to the 6th, the Phillies trail it by 1. Start the 2015 season. Out of the bullpen and into the crucial late innings, the relief corps has stepped in and stepped up in consistent fashion. A strong point last season has once again become a controlling factor on a nightly basis. With a few new faces and Papelbon ready to close the door, the back end of each game has belonged to the Phillies. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Jeff Rancourt to lead things off. He is singled and walked. And he takes low. 1 ball, no strikes. We're at the top of the 6th inning. By the way, speaking of the bullpen, we're talking to Ryan Sandberg today. We haven't seen Kenny Giles. We haven't seen Jonathan Papelbon. We haven't seen Luis Garcia. As that ball's grounded to shortstop since the Phillies were home. And he's one away. And he said everybody's fine. He said, honestly, I've been holding them back, hoping that we would get a lead because two of the 3 Mets games were close. He said those are my 3+ guys. So it's interesting to hear him talk about Garcia and how far he's come in being that category of a plus guy.
Right.
Now Diekman's a plus guy too, but he's the only lefty, so that's why he works. Cody Ashley takes a curve. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Garcia definitely has turned some heads, especially last year coming up, struggling at times. Coming in, having a very good spring training. Now he's one of the plus guys.
Things happen fast in this game, Matt. Things change fast in this game. Speaking of changing, it's time to take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. Doug Fister. All right, so with the Mariners 12-30. With the Tigers 32-20, and last year with the Nationals he won 16 games, and look how the ERA has gone down. Certainly changed the fate of the Tigers when he was traded to them from the Mariners. And it helped the Nationals last year. He is a free agent at the end of this season. Outside 2-0. Max Scherzer, who was Fister's teammate, may force Fister to move on after this year if the Nationals don't trade one of their guys to open up a spot for him. And liner out to left, and Luis is retired. It's a 7-pitch inning. We said he works quickly. He works to contact. Well, he certainly did here in the top of the 6th. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Buy Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. And buy Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. Phillies trail it by 1. Jason Worth has taken a stroll up to the plate. Worth is 0 for 2. He has struck out and fly to right. Hits that one out towards center field. Herrera on the run. It's over his head, and it's a one hop off the wall. Worth will cruise into second with a leadoff double.
We have a tremendous view up here. I was watching Herrera in center field. The first pitch swinging by Jason Worth. He doesn't do it very often. But Herrera had a tremendous jump. But unfortunately, he could not run the ball. But Jason will do that. He'll go 2, 3 at bats, and then all of a sudden he'll surprise you and he'll jump all over that first pitch.
Kind of like Chase Utley.
Yes. Good comparison.
There's Bryce Harper, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Scored a run after being balked up to second in the 4th. And a pitch down low. It's 1-0. By the way, Matt, I mentioned that Ryder won the Liberty Bell Classic the other day, but there was a game before that, the Bill Giles Classic, which was won by Westchester over Wilmington. Division II matchup. Congratulations to Westchester. Outstanding program. Wilmington, by the way, was ranked 25th in the country. That's nothing to sneeze about right there.
Any homers hit?
You know what? That's a good question. 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't believe there were home runs hit. Low and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. I was reading the wrap as that pitch was coming in. And now, Matt, I will peruse the box score. 3 doubles, 2 for one team, 2 doubles for another. Nope, no home runs in that one. And Harper takes low, 3-1. Zimmerman's on deck. Jason Worth leads off second. 3-2 Nationals. They scored single runs in the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th. And there's ball 4. Harper walks for the 2nd time. Couple of close pitches. 3rd walk issued. Follow the Phillies all season in 2015 with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Ryan Zimmerman's been known to hit into a double play or two during his seasons. Let's see if Hamels can get one here. Low ball 1. Down the right field line. Francora on the run. He's not going to get there. 1 hop off the wall. Worth will score. Harper's right on his tail. The throw to the plate is over the head of the cutoff man. 2 runs will score. It's a 2-run double for Ryan Zimmerman, and the Nationals lead it 5-2. Jeff Francora overthrew 2 cutoff men trying to get the ball in. He overthrew Utley, and he overthrew Ryan Howard. There was no chance then to get anybody at the plate.
It'd be interesting to see if Bryce Harper would have stopped at second base. Third base coach was giving him the stop sign, but you can see Francora right there. Everything's nice. He just turns and throws it a little wild. Like you said, Tom, he overthrows both, well, really 3 cutoff guys right there. Right here, Bryce Harper has the stop sign up. The ball was overthrown.
There would have been a play at the plate, I think, if they would have hit one of the cutoff men. So Bob McClure out to talk to Cole Hamels. This is a great shot to show what Matt's talking about. Look at Harper reading this.
Well, he knows right off the bat he's not going to catch it. He's coming around. All of a sudden, the coach is holding up right here. He was going through the stop sign.
He sure was. Third base coach is Bob Henley. Now it turns out he scored easily because of the throw. It's one of those with the third base coach, they may talk about it, but he's not going to be that upset that he ran through the stop sign.
No.
So Ramos is up after the visit to the mound. And Ramos lifts it out to shallow right. Francoeur's there. And there's one out. And Danny Espinosa will be the hitter. Steve McCaddy is the pitching coach for the Nationals. He's sitting next to Harper in the dugout. There's a line drive down the left field line, foul, and it's 0-1. All right, so are you buying maybe that Harper didn't see Henley, or are you thinking he just went right through?
Well, I mean, the vision right here is right in line. But I think for Bryce Harper, right when the ball was hit and he knew he read it right, he thought it was scoring the whole time.
You see the reaction from Henley, though. He just put his hands down as if he didn't want to look. I wonder if the reaction's twofold. One, that the guy blew him off, but then the other is that the guy made the right decision. Slow chopper left side. Ashley's got it. He's got to hurry, and he does in time to get Espinosa. Over to third goes Zimmerman. 5-3 on the put out at first. And there are 2 outs here in the 6th.
That's a nice play by Cody Ashley, knowing that it's a slow roller chopper and getting over there, but it's the fact of having quick feet and planting yourself and making a strong throw. He comes in, all of a sudden he surrounds it, nice quick, brings the ball in towards his chest, and makes a quick play look pretty easy.
Well, now with the runner at third, Hamels and Ruiz are going to chat because it looked like Ruiz wanted to walk Taylor intentionally with Pfister on deck. It's not a bad move, considering Taylor hit a home run his last time. And they are going to walk him intentionally.
I just don't think Cole's very happy ever essentially walking somebody.
Well, I think giving up the 5 runs has added to that frustration. There's Luis Garcia. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire the opposing team 1-2-3, which Cole Hamels did in the 3rd inning tonight, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Here is Pfister. To the right side, diving play. Ryan Howard quickly to his feet, and the inning finally comes to a close. But some damage for the Nationals. A 2-run RBI double for Ryan Zimmerman has added to the Nats lead. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Well, it's been about home runs given up by Cole Hamels tonight, and the RBI double by Ryan Zimmerman. Hamels has struck out 7 over 6. Doug Fister, though, has been outstanding again. 1 earned run, 3 hits over 6 innings. So we go to the top of the 7th inning. The Phillies down by 3. Ryan Howard, Darren Ruff, the pitcher spot. First pitch is hit foul. It's 0-1. Talking to Ryan Sandberg today, Matt, about Ryan Howard. Todd Zolecki of Phillies.com, based on numbers put up by Fangraph, talked about the number of fastballs that Howard's been getting this year. And Ryan Sandberg said, yeah, he said, we see it. He said, that's why we think he's got to work on his timing. He said, but, you know, he's a different hitter than he was, so people are challenging him more.
Right.
So that's why he's getting more fastballs. Fights that one off to left field. Jason Worth will put it away.
You know, I've watched Ryan Howard the whole spring and up to today's game. I don't think he's lost a lot of bat speed. I just think his timing has been very bad the whole spring and the season because he's trying different stances. He's not getting in a comfortable spot. He doesn't look comfortable to me when he stands in there and getting ready to hit.
I think you're right on, though, with the number of stances. But, you know, hitters do that.
I know.
But they did talk today. They agreed with what you were saying, that it's about timing more than anything else, that his timing is way off and he's working to try to get that timing. 1 ball and 1 strike to Darren Ruff. Grady Sizemore's out of the on-deck circle. Outside, 2-1.
Pitch right there was a backdoor sinker that looks a lot harder than 86. Fister surprises you because he hides the ball well, and we've seen it tonight. He struck out Herrera twice, Chooch once, looking and surprising guys with fastballs.
But why will he surprise you? Is it the size? Does that have anything to do with it? Is the quickness of his motion?
Well, it's the quickness of his motion. He hides the ball well, and he has very good late movement.
And he gets Ruff on strikes for the second out. 4 strikeouts. The Phillies will hold their tribute to Jackie Robinson this Tuesday when they take on the Miami Marlins. It's all part of a 3-game series. Now, the pregame ceremony will begin at 6:45, and it will include the introduction of Philadelphia Stars, Malin Duckett. He's always at different events the Phillies have honoring the Negro Leagues. And an honor guard featuring the Tuskegee Airmen. Want to get to your seats early? Go to Phillies.com and purchase your tickets. Grady Sizemore lines that one into the gap in left center field. Jason Worth will cut it off, and Sizemore holds up at first. Two-out pinch hit single. And Odubel Herrera is going to come up. Luis Garcia in the pen.
And to mention earlier, talking about why is it hard to pick up Fister easily? Since his motion's so quick, you think as a hitter, you have to speed up to catch up to him. Where it's the exact same thing. When his hands come out of his glove, that's when you start doing your break or doing whatever you do at home plate. And right now, as soon as his hand comes out, that's when you break.
In the dirt, 2-0.
And with Herrera's couple of bats tonight, there's been fastballs inside twice that he struck out on, where you could tell that he was sped up so much because of the delivery that fastballs inside were just freezing him. He had no opportunity to swing.
Changeup, 2-1.
See, this is right here. That's a slide step changeup, and he's not looking at the ball. He's going by watching the motion of the pitcher and getting caught up in what he's doing instead of picking the ball up.
Yeah, his head was all over the place.
Yeah. And that pitch right there was right down the middle. The only reason why they called the ball is because Ramos wanted to come up and try to pick Sizemore off at first base.
Matt Thornton warming up in the bullpen for the Nats.
Look, easier said than done to get in there and calm your body down. But when you face a guy who's quick, you have a tendency to do what the pitcher is doing.
Well, he walks Herrera. That puts 2 on with 2 outs. And it brings the tying run to the plate. Coming up later tonight, our own Ben Davis straps on the catcher's gear to see what makes Ken Giles so tough to hit. An in-depth conversation with Chase Utley. Cody Ashley goes incognito to see what the Phillies fans really think of him. Phillies Clubhouse presented by Mercedes-Benz. Tonight at 11:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. That's the line on Cole Hamels. His night is done.
Very good take right there. What do you think? Last pitch? Ball 4, Thornton come in?
I would think if he does lose Galvis, yeah, Thornton's going to come on. Matt Williams has watched too many of these games sort of implode in front of him. And there's ball 4. So the bases are loaded. Utley's coming up. 8 of the last 9 pitches have been out of the strike zone, and Matt Williams signals to the pen. That is going to be it for Doug Fister. So the Phils have loaded him up here in the 7th inning with 2 men down. And it'll be lefty on lefty. So Fister will leave with a 3-run lead, but he's responsible for all 3 base runners. We'll be back to Nationals Park right after this. The Phillies and the Marlins get together. All fans coming to the ballpark will receive that reusable tote. Compliments of MLB Network. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Well, the Phillies have loaded up the bases with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's forced, or top of the 7th inning, forced Matt Williams to bring in Matt Thornton to face Chase Utley.
Well, I'm very surprised that Seattle and the White Sox let this guy go.
And the Yankees. I forgot he was there last year with the Yankees.
Tops out at 97 miles an hour, 3-pitch pitcher, good control.
And Utley takes on the outside corner. It's 0-1. This rally was sparked by Grady Sizemore, who led off with a pinch hit single to left center field. And then Herrera walked. Freddie Galvis walked. And now Utley's up 0-1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Kind of surprising, Matt Thornton, 3 games this year, an inning and 2/3 pitch so far. Become a specialist?
Well, they were using Xavier Cedeno as sort of a long man as a lefty, but he's been released. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Utley. All right, here we go, Matt. We talked about runners in scoring position. Phillies have a runner in scoring position. They have 2 in this spot. Looking for a big 2-out hit. Can they cash in down by 3? The base runners are his responsibility. That's Doug Fister. And the 1-2 pitch to Utley. Line drive out towards center field, right at Taylor. And they'll put it away, and the inning is over. Phillies do load them up. They get a base hit. They lead 3. Phillies are now 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position tonight. It's time to stretch here in D.C. Phils as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Clocking in at 70 pages per minute, the HP OfficeJet Pro X is the perfect addition to your starting lineup. And now 50% off. Get yours today. From who? But WB Mason. Luis Garcia, who hasn't worked since the homestand, will work for the first time on this road trip, as he will face the top of the order. 4 games so far, 4 scoreless innings. He has been very good. They'll face the top of the order, Escobar, who's 1 for 3. Escobar homered to start the ball game for the Nats. Look at him back away from that slider. I mean, he was thinking fastball, obviously, and was a little startled by that.
Well, after that first pitch home run, after that, the next 3 at-bats, he's seen off-speed pitchers.
Well, this is a 7-game homestand for the Nationals, and I would think moving forward, teams are going to remind everybody, hey, listen, the jump to first pitch fastball on Hamels back in the Phillies series.
Right, but that's one thing you'd hate to tell your starting pitcher, and then all of a sudden, first pitch of the game, you're throwing a curveball and off speed.
In the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, honestly, what's the chance, as we see back here in the first inning? It's just a first pitch fastball at 92 miles an hour out over the plate. What's the chances? Right there was 100%. Tomorrow you throw first pitch, you might hit a ground ball to shortstop. But it is a pretty good way to start a game off.
I don't think he even saw that fastball. 97 from Garcia, and Escobar thought fastball, no slider, fastball.
Well, I think it's a reaction because guys nowadays don't know how to get out of the way of balls anymore.
It's going to hurt himself. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire. And Escobar saying, can you appeal it? He goes, no, I already called it. So he is struck out. 1 away for Ian Desmond. Time now for our timeless moment. Murph, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, we saw last half inning, Grady Sizemore get a pinch hit single to start what could have been a nice rally for the Phils. That brings us to our timeless moment, brought to you by Coors Banquet. On this date, back in 1959, Dave Philly got his major league record 9th straight pinch hit for the Phils. He had 8 in 1958 and then started the season. His first pinch hit appearance, got the base hit for number 9 in a row. That was a major league record. Phils lost that game 7-3 to Milwaukee, but certainly impressive. 9 straight pinch hits for Dave Philly back in 1959.
Yeah, back in 58 when he started that streak, he had 18 pinch hits. He was a .270 lifetime hitter. He had the distinction of playing in Philadelphia for both the Philadelphia A's and the Philadelphia Phillies. Just looking over his bio today, he was an excellent pinch hitter. Not only because of that streak right there, but over the course of his career. Matty was right up, you're out. 1,700 hits, 93 career pinches.
It's a good career. How about Lenny Harris? 200 some pinch hits.
He certainly found a niche.
Oh.
2 balls and 1 strike to Ian Desmond.
Oh, Lord.
That went in and out of the glove of Ruiz. And may have gotten a piece of the home plate umpire, Larry Vanover. Nope, he just was going to get some baseballs. He walked away so abruptly.
Fastball up and in that. You said Tom had his glove, popped right out.
Maybe everybody just needed to take a walk because their heart was moving so fast. Three balls, 1 strike. Hot shot towards short, past Freddie Galvis, and in the center field. Desmond's aboard his first hit.
I understand that Garcia is one of your plus guys. You want to pitch him with the lead, but you also need to get some work on the bullpen just to keep the rust off. And I think that's the reason why we've seen pitches that are up and in to hitters, because he hasn't been out there for 4 days now.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, you can throw your side sessions and stuff like that, but as everybody knows, it's not the same adrenaline rush as being in a game. Chopper to third. Big hop for Ashe. This could be two. There's one, and Utley got rid of it quickly. A 5-4-3 around the horn double play. Garcia showing a plus fastball in this inning. He's able to get the double play to finish up the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEF now or visit jefferson.edu. We go to the top of the 8th. Pretty comfortable night here in Washington, D.C. after 3 games up in New York. This is the first of a 4-game series. Jeff Francoeur is ready to dig in against Aaron Barrett, the new pitcher for the Nationals. Swinging a miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. This is the spot where we saw Trinan last weekend. He was supposed to be the 8th inning guy. He had a little bit of trouble though. Barrett 6 strikeouts and 3 2/3.
Barrett, a very good fastball, 91-95 slider, and a change as well. Mostly heater after heater after heater.
Well, we've just seen 2 of those heaters. Nationals are without for the rest of the year Craig Stammen. Talk about a guy that was a workhorse for them. That one has popped up foul territory. Zimmerman over toward the railing, reaches in, and it's just out of his reach. Who are the 4 players who best represent the history of the Phillies? And who are the 4 greatest living Major League Baseball players? Go to MLB.com/franchise4 to cast your ballots. Winners will be revealed during the All-Star Game July 14th on Fox. Swing and a miss. Wicked breaking pitch. And 1 away. That'll bring Cody Ashe to the plate. Ashe's 0 for 3. By the way, if you're wondering what the Nationals do with their franchise 4, Matt, I don't know if you were wondering that or not. You know, the franchise 4, I mean, it's tough for some of these newer franchises. They do incorporate the Expos and some of the Expos players into the mix. In fact,
Gary Carter, Tim Raines,
Yeah.
Andre Dawson.
The only national that is listed in the 8 that are there is Ryan Zimmerman. That one's lined out towards center, and Taylor makes the catch. 2 outs. Dennis Martinez is there. You are not there, Matt, even though you played for both the Expos and the Nationals.
You say that like you're surprised.
I was going to write you in. In fact, you know what? I am going to write you in. Matt, you are officially a writing. No, it didn't take it. Hold on a second. Didn't take it. Ruiz takes a strike on the inside corner.
Pedro Martinez on there?
No, I think he's on the Red Sox one. Vladimir Guerrero, Andre Dawson, Gary Carter, Tim Raines, Steve Rogers, Rusty Staub, Zimmerman, and Martinez. And in just a matter of seconds, Matt Stairs.
The website might be taken off now.
There it is.
Surprised Larry Walker's not on there.
The ball's 2 strikes to Ruiz. Inside, 1-2.
Andres Galarraga.
Big Cat is not on there. El Gato.
He's probably with the Colorado Rockies. Walker must be with the Rockies as well.
Out to shallow center, Espinosa. The second baseman puts it away, and a 1-2-3 inning. Phillies go down quietly in their half of the 8th inning. They're running out of outs. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies trail it by 3. Every day is fun when you spend it at a Phillies game with your group of 25 or more. Take advantage of special group opportunities, including discounts, theme nights, party areas, and much more. No matter what size group, there are always benefits and special options. For more information, check out Phillies.com/group tickets. Well, first Luis Garcia pitched an inning, and now Jonathan Papelbon, who has 2 saves on the year, 3 1/3 so far for the Phils, will get a chance to work for the first time since that national series back home in Philly. And he'll pitch here in the bottom of the 8th inning against Bryce Harper, Ryan Zimmerman, and Wilson Ramos. First pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. According to all reports, Pap had a team meeting before yesterday's game. Pap said afterward, he said it wasn't a big deal. He said it was a team meeting about baseball, about playing the game, and essentially playing the game the right way. There was some that felt the Phillies didn't play the game the right way in the first 2 games of the series against the Mets. 2-0 pitch to Harper, and that's in there. It's 2-1.
The right way. So referring to not getting the bunts down.
Well, yeah, and also, you know, I mean, felt like they were being pushed around in those first 2 games. 3 balls and 1 strike.
So what I think about someone saying playing the game the right way, first thing that comes to my mind is someone who goes out and plays extremely hard every game like a Chase Utley.
I don't think Harper liked that call, Matt. I'm not sure Larry Vanover liked the fact that he dropped the bat and walked 5 feet after he made the call.
See what Chooch's glove is. It's right on the corner.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Harper. Foul tip, and he is struck out. What a way. Ryan Zimmerman's coming up, and it's time for the Major League Notebook. Murph, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. It is indeed. The Toronto Blue Jays today got some familiar news. Jose Reyes is hurt once again. He had to leave their game tonight because of a rib cage injury. It's something that he's been dealing with over the last couple of days, but the pain got too much tonight. He had to take himself out of the game. No word yet whether or not he'll end up on the disabled list. And some good news for Giancarlo Stanton in Miami. Miami versus New York tonight. He got his first home run of the year. Number 155 in his career. That is now the all-time franchise record for the Miami Marlins. Number 155 as Stanton passes Dan Uggla. They were tied coming into today's game. His first home run of the year gives him number 155. Guys?
Oh, it's amazing to think back to Miguel Cabrera's first few years with the Marlins. Foul ball. And it's 0-2 to Zimmerman. It's only a matter of time for Stanton. Shocking that it took him this long to hit his first home run.
There was a bomb, too. He hit the right center.
No balls and 2 strikes to Zimmerman. And the pitch from Pat. Check swing. Utley on the edge of the outfield grass comes charging in a couple steps, and there are 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
We talked about Stanton a second ago. He's off to a slow start at 219. I did not know that.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that wonder if it's the guard, if he's still getting used to it, which he could be.
Wow, he's probably had 70 bats.
I was going to say 70 or 80, yeah. So you'd be used to it?
Well, if I was struggling, I would use it as an excuse.
Wilson Ramos is up now with 2 outs. Low ball 1. Well, there's Trinan warming up in the pen, so it looks like he is going to pitch the 9th inning. toward the hole on the right side. Diving stop by Utley to his feet, throws him out, and the side is retired. Nothing across for the Nationals. We'll go to the 9th inning. There is Drew Storen. He was throwing on the other mound, so he's going to come on to close it out. Coming up, former Philly Ricky Vitalico breaks down tonight's series opener with the Nats, and Cole's performance on Pure Auto Insurance presents Phillies postgame live. Well, Cole's performance tonight, he went 6 innings. He allowed 5 earned runs. He walked 4. And he was troubled by the long ball again. He gave up 2 solo home runs tonight. Last chance for the Phils as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Drew Storen. So Trinan was warming up in case the Nationals push this out of a save situation. It's now Storen, who is no lock to pick up his 3rd save. Just the way it's been during his career. Ryan Howard leads it off with the first pitch. And it's on the outside corner, 0-1.
Well, one thing about Drew is that he tries to nibble too much. He pitches to the corners instead of relying on his good sinker. And he can top out at 95 miles an hour.
That one's pulled into right field. On one hop, Espinosa's got it. He throws wide of first. Zimmerman makes the catch, but he's off the bag, and that'll be a base hit for Ryan Howard. Time now for our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Well, comes back in the 6th inning with Mr. Zimmerman at plate. Gets the fastball outside, drives it down the right field line. Just over the reach of Frank Torres. Frank Torres is up throwing it. Mr. Jason Worth and Bryce Harper scoring. That is why that is the W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Yeah, so they hit 2 home runs, but Zimmerman's double kind of put the exclamation point on the scoring for the Nats. So now Darren Ruff is up with the Phils, having a runner at first. Ben Revere is in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. Pitcher spot is due up next.
I can't believe that. Well, 2 things. That one was a call to strike, but Espinosa almost threw Ryan Howard out at first base, and he was on the foul line.
I think Ryan Howard was surprised too. That's in there. It's 1-2. Espinosa was the everyday second baseman for the Nationals at one point. Check swing. Did he go? No. Says Ron Culpa. 2-2. Ron Culpa's telling somebody, I believe Matt Williams, that it wasn't even close. Well, it was close.
It was close. I think Ramos wanted to pitch. The sinker inside.
Now he got him with a breaking ball. 1 out. Sixth strikeout for Nationals pitching, and here comes Revere.
It's a pretty tight slider right here. It's the rotation of it. Just swings underneath.
One ball and 2 strikes. Murph, you have an update on Dominic Brown down in the Florida State League?
Yeah, he continues his rehab assignment down in Clearwater. They were taking on Jupiter tonight. Don Brown played all 9 innings, went 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. He also walked 1 time. So the plan is that he will now head to the Lehigh Valley. Well, they're actually playing in Buffalo tomorrow and this weekend, so he'll head to Buffalo to play with the Iron Pigs a couple more games as he tries to work his way back to the big league. So Don Brown making his progression and swinging the bat pretty good down there in Clearwater, so they want to see what he can do in the Lehigh Valley over the weekend, guys. But we should be seeing Don Brown pretty soon back up here at the big league level.
Well, they were extra cautious with the tendonitis in his Achilles. He thought maybe he'd be ready by the time he was scheduled to come off, which was April 11th. 1-2 pitch to Revere. And a chopper back toward the middle. Waiting for it at the second base bag is Desmond. Throws to first in time for a double play to end the ball game. I was shocked that Revere did not beat that throw to first base, but a double play, and the Nationals and the Phillies their 5th consecutive loss. Drew Storen picks up the save. In relief of Doug Fister, the starting pitcher, who picks up the win for Matt Williams' team. And the Nats take game 1 of this 4-game series. So our Chevrolet player of the game is Doug Fister tonight.
Well, to me, I thought he threw pretty good tonight. He didn't have his best.